You know, there is a right way and a wrong way to tell a story. I, like so many of you, have been completely heartbroken, disgusted by what has played out over the last few hours. And I understand that the media has a right as well as a responsibility to tell the world this story. But as sick as the details are that are coming out of Connecticut, what else is sick is the way the media has handled this and how they handle every tragedy. And this is one reason why I rarely ever turn on the mainstream media and watch the news from there at all, because I know whenever I tune in, I'm going to get sensationalized reporting. I'm going to get information that not necessarily is correct or factually accurate. Tragedy has somehow turned into a sick, demented form of reality entertainment. And it just completely sickens me. And let me explain to you exactly what I'm talking about. Yesterday, usually whenever I'm getting the news, I'm usually get my news from online sources. And yesterday, I walked in the living room, I sat down, and I turned on the TV for a brief second, and the station was on CNN. And the first image I see is an interview with this little bitty girl. And I'm terrible with ages. I don't know. Maybe she was 5, 7. Doesn't matter. She was tiny. And she's sitting there describing how her classmates were getting tummy aches. And those were her words. I immediately turned off the TV. I hit the power button. Part of me was sick to my stomach over hearing the description. But the other part of me was sick and thinking, why in the hell is the media interviewing this little girl who just went through this? And it wasn't just CNN. It was like every media outlet had some kid on there. Like that was the thing to do, was to go grab up the children and bring them on TV and let them tell their story on live TV. Like we needed to hear them tell us that they were crying, that they were scared. Do you really need somebody to tell you that? But that's what they were doing. And it's disturbing, one, because if you listen to psychologists, people who actually study the brain, who actually help people in times like this, they'll tell you that, yes, children of this age do need to tell their story, but there's a certain way that they need to be told, or a certain questions that need to be asked in a certain way. And if you don't ask those questions in the right manner, or you don't approach it in the right way, it could actually make the traumatization much worse. Did the journalists think about that? Did they care whenever they were looking for their golden story that's going to bring in all the ratings? Did we hear any extra information that we couldn't have gotten from an adult at the scene or a police report? And it's not only how they handled the kids, it's how they handled the whole entire story. What's the first thing everybody cared about? Who's the killer? What was he doing? What was his motive? What did he look like? So the media delivers. Factual information isn't important. Apologies later. They post up a picture of some guy who was not even involved whatsoever in this. And by the way, I hope he sues the hell out of every single network that posted his picture and called him the killer. Not only did they post up the wrong picture, then they announced the wrong person as the killer. The guy's brother, who's 80 miles away, who has nothing to do with this. Sensationalism first, facts later, apologies later. There's a right way and a wrong way to tell a story. You can talk about video games, as the Drudge Report and Fox News is trying to do with this story. You can talk about gun control laws if you want to. You can talk about mental health institutions and the problems we have in this country. But let's get one thing straight. The way this story is being told by the media, by a lot of the media, is disgusting. And it's disturbing. And tragedy should not be a form of entertainment. And journalism should always put facts ahead of getting out the story first. I'm tired of the media giving coverage of stories like this, wall-to-wall coverage. I'm tired of them mentioning the killer's name, plastering it up on the screen. That way, all the fucking goons who are hiding out in the basement ready to do something similar, they look at this, they look up to this guy, and now, they know if they go out and they do something crazy, they're going to get the same coverage. I'm going to post a link down below to a video that's several years old where a forensic psychologist is talking about mass murders and talking about how he's told all these media corporations, look, you don't start off the story with sirens blazing. You don't post up the name of the killer. You don't post up their picture. You don't post up the body count and make such a big emphasis on that. You don't make it wall-to-wall 24/7 coverage. And you look at that, and then you look at the TV and what's going on, and nothing's changed. And we've got a lot of problems in this country. We've got a lot of problems in this world. And we need the media, and we need free press. But what we don't need is interviews with 5-year-old little girls. What we don't need is sensationalized reporting. Give us the facts, and then go on with something else. Don't encourage more of this insanity by glorifying these evil people.